Okay, so we're going to get started now. So for a while now, Peplink has had two training paths, the PCE, Peplink Certified Engineer, and the PCSS, Peplink Certified Sales Specialist. Peplink has now created additional paths for training. These will be aimed at certain vertical markets. All candidates wanting to gain certification in a particular market track must have already taken and passed the PCE. You're not limited on the amount of certifications you can undertake. A lot of candidates currently hold both the PCE and the PCSS certification. You can do both the PCE and the PCSS. Our first training track under the PCE is for the maritime market. This is the first of 4 webinars, and the remaining webinars will be held on Monday the 11th, Friday the 15th, and Monday the 18th of May. Mark it in your calendar. These sessions are aimed at our partners who are installing the equipment on board. If you're an onboard user, we will also be doing a course for you in the near future as well. The exam pass mark is the same as the PCE and the PCSS at 70%, but we have split the exam into 2 sections. Each half is responsible for 50% of the pass mark. The first section has 25 multiple choice questions. This is the same format as the PCE and the PCSS, but contains questions more specific to the maritime market. The second section will be a single long question, which we will use to assess your understanding of Peplink and the maritime market. Our best practice manual is available now. Please visit the forum to view it. Some of you may be wondering, have I already done the PCE? Is it still valid? Or am I even registered on the Peplink training portal? We have 3 situations which we will briefly cover. The exam will go live on the 18th of May, and the deadline to avail of the free first attempt will be the 30th of June. So scenario 1, if you have not signed up for the Peplink training portal, please visit training.peplink.com. Please don't do this right now, stay with us here. Please use your own email address, not a shared or group email address. For example, use myname@company.com. Don't use an address like info@company.com or training@company.com. Scenario 2, if you have already registered on the Peplink training portal but not taken the PCE, once you're logged in, you're about to see 3 options, PCE, PCSS, and mPCE. Please note that the mPCE is not visible yet. It will be made accessible after the last of our 4 webinars has been completed on the 19th of May. For the PCE exam, please have an extra look at the previous training webinars. These are available through our forum. So scenario 3, if you've passed the MCE, you can be ready to take the mPCE. On the home page of our training portal, you'll be able to see the mPCE exam. Once you click on Begin Exam, you'll have 60 minutes to complete the exam. The exam is open book. You can use the following resources: Peplink website, Peplink forum, and the Maritime Best Practice Manual. Please note that the mPCE won't become visible until the 19th of May. Today we're going to cover the first section, which is selecting the right equipment. This covers specifying a product that will be fit for purpose and exceed your client's expectations. The other 3 sections will be covered in the following webinar sessions. Please feel free to ask questions during the webinar, and we will try and answer them in real time. When selecting equipment, you need to consider all the factors which can affect your project. An ongoing operating cost, which will be applied to all equipment, is data subscriptions, so we won't be mentioning that for each one. Peplink has a large range of products. Our models have been developed and are suited for multiple industries. For example, the Transit Duo was developed for transport applications, buses and trains, but has been very popular for other sectors such as maritime, public safety, residential, and rapid connectivity deployments. The products that are most suited for the maritime industry are the Balance, UBR, Max HD series, and the X series, along with the Transit range. We also have a range of products which complement our range of routers. Our Wi-Fi access points, the AP1, allows for you to create a local Wi-Fi network extending beyond the reach of the Wi-Fi from your router. This is essential on any larger vessel. The SD switch ring was developed to fill in the gap between the AP and the router. So now you can have a Peplink router, Peplink switch, and Peplink Wi-Fi access points. We have a range of SOHO devices. These are designed for home office usage rather than mobile applications. Our device connectors allow you to create Wi-Fi bridges. The device connectors connects to a Wi-Fi network and allows you to connect devices via Ethernet, whether it be a non-Wi-Fi enabled device like a CCTV camera or a router. These have been used on vessels which have home berths to connect to Wi-Fi from shore. We also have IoT devices, including a smart reader for access and logging and control, the PEP sign for signage, and the SD PMU and SD PDU for power monitoring and control. So in this section, the products that are most relevant to the maritime sector are the AP1 Wi-Fi access points, the SD switches, our SD PMUs and PDUs, and of course our range of antennas. This allows you to create a full Peplink solution with visibility end to end. This scale is in reference to super yachts. So if you were talking about fishing vessels or cargo vessels, the client's budget is probably going to be dictated a very different product scale. You might notice that the BR1 is not present. We're now recommending you start your offers at a multiple cellular model, as these have been proven to provide a much better result than single cellular models. The first multi-cellular unit we are going to have a look at is the Transit Duo. The Transit Duo sports dual cellular modems with redundant SIM slots. It has 2.4 and 5 GHz LAN and WAN Wi-Fi, which are handled independently. This means you can connect to two Wi-Fi WANs, one on 2.4 GHz and another on 5 GHz. The WAN Ethernet port is regularly used for satellite connectivity. It is a very compact unit, not much larger than a BR1, but with much richer features. The Cat12 version, which is available now, has worldwide frequency coverage, great for vessels with global itineraries. This model is also extremely competitive under the Prime Care model at €999 for the Cat12 version. This is only €250 more than the BR1 ENT with Cat12 modems, and it brings a lot more functionality. The Transit Duo should be starting off for all projects rather than the BR1. Prime Care allows for a much cheaper entry to market and much more comprehensive ongoing service and features. This allows you to supply a Transit Duo Cat12 at a price point not much above a BR1. Some main benefits of the Transit Duo over the BR1. Well, the router throughput of the BR1 is 100 megabits per second, and on the Transit Duo, it's 400 megabits per second. You've got dual cellular, 1 gigabit Ethernet ports, the list goes on. The conventional model of the Transit Duo Cat12 has a recommended retail price of $1,699. The same hardware purchased under the Prime Care model is $999. For the Transit Duo, the annual subscription for Prime Care is €199. The first year of Prime Care is included in the purchase price. On the conventional model, extended warranty, which includes In Control 2, would be €249 per year. I know what you're saying, we've got the numbers wrong. That's what I keep on thinking too. So let's explore some of the features of the Transit models. What do you think are some of the main selling points on the Transit range? Put your answers in the comments box. Yep, so dual SIMs, been out in dual cellular. So the Transit, we also have a Cat 18 version, which is single cellular. The reason why the transit is Cat18 is only single cellular is due to the amount of antenna connections required for Cat18 modems. There's simply not enough space on the transit for 8 SMA connectors for cellular and 2 Wi-Fi's and the 1 GPS. Secondly, there are different classes of cellular models available. The Cat rating determines the maximum speed capable per modem on the cellular network. Thirdly, the SKU includes, if the SKU includes the code PRM, this product is a prime care version. And finally, the cellular bands covered by each version listed. You need to make sure that the model you select covers the frequencies available in the region your client will be operating in. So to summarize the Transit Duo, it's a great entry-level product, which has definitely surpassed a client's expectations when they're used to single cellular models. It's a compact model, and ongoing prime care subscription is very acceptable for MSPs. So we're going to do a quick warm-up question. If you have a user that needs to use cellular band 7, which is 2,500 to 2,690 megahertz, and band 28, which is 703 megahertz to 803 megahertz, which model would you recommend? So we've got multiple options actually. So we've got the Cat18 version, the Category 12 KT version, and the Category 6 PT version. Which one would you recommend for your clients and why? Yep, so most of you have got it there with the Cat 12 version and the Cat 18. Okay, so we've got a sneak preview of a new product now. So this is the UBR Rugged. The UBR Rugged is based on the Transit Duo. It's very similar. It has the same specifications in terms of router throughput and speed fusion throughput. The antenna arrangement and SIM slots are the same as well. The major differences, though, are that you get 2 additional LAN ports. The power input is a USB-C. It supports remote SIM for SIMBank and Fusion SIM, and it also has 1 PoE LAN port. So where are some of these features mentioned on the spec sheet? So the additional LAN port allows for more equipment to be connected via Ethernet without the use of an external network switch. The USB-C input allows for the unit to be powered from many different sources, including USB-C battery pack or USB-C PSU, which is supplied with the unit. So the UBR Rugged only has the USB-C power input, and because that is the higher voltage up to 48 volts, it does support PoE. It doesn't have DIN power, and the USB-C power pack is included. This device is not on the website at the moment, but I can send the spec sheet on to anyone that wants it. There's a question there about converting the PoE WAN LAN port into a WAN port. That is something that I've talked about, but we'll have to check with the engineers. So to sum up the UBR rugged, it's great for basic connectivity, should be considered alongside the Transit Duo, as the specification is similar, but it does offer more LAN ports and a PoE port as well as the remote SIM features. It's a compact form factor and great for installs where space is an issue. So Kenneth, yes, the UBR rugged is dual Wi-Fi, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Next, we're going to look at the HD Dome. The HD Dome is a versatile and easy to install unit. We first introduced the HD Dome 2 years ago. Recently, we've added the HD1 Dome to the range, which is Cat 18. Multiple mounting options are possible, including pole, wall, and flush mount. The design virtually eliminates signal loss between the antennas and the modems. However, this does mean that your SIM cards might be hard to access. That's where the SIM injector comes in. The SIM injector has 4 PoE Ethernet ports, so you can power the HD Dome over a network cable up to 150 meters. Okay, we're now going to watch a video, which is a quick start video of the HD2 Dome with SIM injector. Hi guys, sorry, there's no audio coming through on that. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, there's no audio on that. I'll share the link with that so you can watch the video afterwards. There's the link for the YouTube video. Okay, so now what are the advantages of the HD2 dome? So let's start with the obvious one. HD1, single cellular, HD2, dual cellular. Cat A9 model is a single cellular version, the HD1. So all of the HD domes are shock and vibration resistance, as well as having an IP rating IP67. These models are designed to be installed outside. So can anyone tell me why we don't have an HD2 Cat 18 model? Okay, Ted Skimmer's got it straight away. Yeah, there's no room for the 8 antennas. This is the interior of the HD2 dome, and we've got 4 antennas in there. There's simply not enough room to have 8 cellular antennas and a GPS. This is also why we don't have Wi-Fi on the HD2 dome. Okay, so what are some advantages of the dome? So it can be installed high up, allowing for the best signal. Using the SIM injector, it allows you to easily change the SIM cards remotely. So yes, the HD dome is compatible with SIM injector and Fusion SIM Cloud. These are some dome installations that have been done by some of our partners. So as you can see, it can be mounted on a pole or on the mast. So it's up to you to decide how you want to install it. So the dome is great for basic connectivity. It's easy to install and it's compact. So another question, if a client has a piece of equipment which requires PoE, for example, for a CCTV camera or a Wi-Fi access point, which model would you recommend? Post your answers in the comments. Yeah, so everyone's going with B. So B is correct, but the HD dome also does PoE on the LAN as well. Yep, so the answer is B and C. The next device we will cover is the MBX. The MBX was built as an advancement on the Max HD4 platform. The MBX sits in the X series. The X is for extreme performance. It supports gigabit LTE with category 18 modems. You can get up to 1.2 gigabits per second download per modem. The router is rated at 2.5 gigabits throughput, allowing for plenty of throughput on the networks of the future. The modems are swappable, so you can upgrade to the latest technologies without having to replace the whole router. 5G is also coming soon. We will have a Peplink Partner Business Update webinar on May the 27th, which will cover our 5G roadmap. The SIM injector is also compatible with the MBX, So installation of the MBX in a difficult to reach area is possible, while still maintaining easy access to the SIM cards. Let's have a look at some key features of this model. There is Wi-Fi as WAN. The cellular modems are upgradable. There are two SKUs for the Cat18 model. Both have the same cellular modules. We'll cover a little bit more of this in the next page. So the Category 18 MBX is now available. It's also available in an HD2 version. This is why the two SKUs for the Category 18 version. We also have an HD6 MBX planned. Please note that the Category 12 versions are shipped with the paddle antennas for both cellular and Wi-Fi, but with the Category 18 versions, these are shipped with just the Wi-Fi paddle antennas. So if you want to test the unit out, please organise for some antennas with QMA connectors or QMA to SMA adapters. You've been warned. We also have antennas with SMA and QMA connectors available. A few questions on the MBX. The Ethernet interface speed, they are all gigabit Ethernet interfaces. The HD2 MBX is QMA. So let's have another mock question. In the Peplink range of products, which feature or features are unique to the MBX Category 18? Okay, so we're getting quite a few different answers here. So the correct answer is B. The MBX is the only model we currently have with QMA connectors. A is incorrect because this model supports that throughput on each modem. C is incorrect because the model is 4x4. The Category 12 and below model versions are 2x2. D is incorrect because this model has 802.380 PoE outputs, not AF. So this is a case study time. So AdLib was a client of mine before I joined Peplink. We did a like-for-like test with an HD4 LTE Category 4. That would have been the kind of high-spec router that would have been installed 3 or 4 years ago. We compared it to the latest at the time, this was done last summer, to a Category 12 HD4 MBX. Our main aims were to compare Category 4 versus Category 12 and the HD4 versus the MBX. So the results speak to themselves. The Category 4 version, we were able to get 33 megabits download and 38 upload. On the Category 12 version, it was 151 download and 153 upload. So there was quite a jump in performance there. So this was using the same SIM cards, same location, same antennas. AdLib also has PepWave APs throughout the vessel for local Wi-Fi distribution. So to evaluate the MBX, it will meet the demanding connectivity requirements of your clients. The hardware is feature-rich and the unit is compact. It is the same size as the previous HD4. The price point is higher than the previous models we have covered, but you do get a lot more functionality. The ongoing costs are warranty and modem upgrades. Upgrading the modems to the latest technology is much more cost effective than having to replace the whole router. Okay, so there's a bit of discussion there going on about the QMA connectors. Yeah, so the QMA connectors, they clip on, and once they're on, they stay on. They don't need any tools, and they're a lot easier to get on and off without any tools. They do take up a bit less space in the SMA connectors as well. Okay, so the next model we're going to have a look at is the EPX. The EPX is Peplink's powerhouse router. It is the most powerful cellular router in the world. The EPX is a rapidly deployable unit which can be configured on the fly. It consists of a 2U rack mountable main chassis and has 8 expansion module slots. The version shown here does not have any expansion modules installed. Currently, you can combine up to 18 Category 6 or Category 12 cellular connections or 12 Category 18 cellular connections together. The cellular modules currently available for the EPX are Category 6, Category 12, and Category 18. The Category 6 and 12 versions have 3 cellular connections each, with 6 SMA cellular antenna connectors and 1 SMA GPS connector. Category 6 version is capable of 300 megabits download and 50 upload per modem. Category 12 is capable of 600 megabits per second download and 150 megabytes upload. On the Category 18 version, it's a bit different. We have 2 cellular modems instead of 3. There are 8 SMA connectors, and there's for the cellular, and then there's 1 SMA connector for the GPS. The Category 12 version is capable of 1.2 gigabits per second download and 150 megabits per second upload per modem. All 3 versions have 2 SIM slots per modem. Other expansion modules available for the EPX are the Ethernet and fiber modules. The Ethernet module gives you 8 gigabit Ethernet ports, which can be individually configured as LAN or WAN. PoE is available on all ports. The fiber module gives you 4 SFP plus interfaces, allowing you to connect the EPX to your network at up to 10 gigabits per second. These ports can also be configured as LAN or WAN. Using the fiber module allows you to avoid creating a bottleneck in your network. We're also working on new modules, so when 5G is available, there will be an expansion module for that as well. We'll also be introducing other modules for different technologies. So let's have a look at the spec sheet. So the chassis is rated at 30 gigabits per second. So that's a massive amount of throughput available there. As there are many combinations of the router, as there are many combinations of the EPX, we offer some default SKUs for the most popular deployments. However, if you need a different combination, please get in contact. We even have one client that fully populates some EPXs just with fiber modules and use them as a fiber switch, as they wanted a full Peplink stack, including fiber switches. So on the spec sheet, we also have the available expansion modules. Okay, so question time. If you have a client that was after a router which can be upgraded to 5G when available, which of the following models would you recommend they purchase? So the answer is C and D. Both the MBX and the EPX can be upgraded to the latest standards. With the MBX, you have to upgrade all of the cellular modules at the same time. On the EPX, you're free to upgrade module by module. So you can test out one 5G module and see if 5G is truly available and beneficial for your setup before upgrading the remaining modules. So to summarize the EPX, so this is the world's most powerful cellular router. It will suit clients with the larger budgets who demand the absolute best with zero downtime. It provides flexible connectivity options, which can easily be changed for different situations. The router is 2U, rack mountable, so it will take up some space. So with the EPX, you can expect a much longer service life than other products due to the massive amount of throughput available on this router. Ongoing costs will depend on the upgrades that the client wants. Again, like the MBX, it'll be much cheaper to upgrade the modules than replacing the whole router. So you can check out our website for our full product range. In our next session, we'll also cover how our APs and switches fit into the solution. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's session. Please keep the questions relevant to the topics we covered today, as this is the first of 4 webinars in the series. So if your questions still aren't answered on the last day, please let us know. Okay, so for the pricing for the UBR Rugged, if you contact your, if you send me an email afterwards, I can send you the spec sheet for it and the pricing for that. Same with the HD1. Yes, so the EPX is available in India. Contact your local partner and they will fill you in with the details of their local availability, but it's not country restricted. You'll be able to get it anywhere. Marcus, yeah, so for the antennas, we will be covering that in the, we'll be covering antennas a bit in the next 2 sessions. So eSIM, virtual SIM. So currently we don't support eSIM or virtual SIM, but we do have our own solution, which is called Fusion SIM and Remote SIM. So you've still got to have a physical SIM and you put it in a SIM injector and then you can remotely place that on a router. So that's compatible with some of our devices. We will cover a bit more about Fusion SIM and virtual SIM in some of the other slides. So the throughput on the category 18 modem, why only 1.2 gigabits download and 150, so why 1.2 gigabits download but only 150 megabits upload? That is just the limitation of category 18 modems. That's just the way they are. Obviously, once we get to category 5, the upload speed is going to increase as well. Will we go deeper into the routers, like the configuration? Yes, we will. Today's session has just been on selecting the equipment, not the config or the installing of it. So we will cover that much more, the actual configuration, that kind of stuff, in the future webinars. For Vietnam, yes, contact your local partner. You can definitely order them there. Justin, yes, we do have a QMA SMA adapter pack available, so you can purchase that alongside your equipment, so that if you've already got the antennas installed and they've got SMAs, you can purchase an adapter for that. I can get you the product code for that as well. So for painting of the HD2, the domes, yes, you can paint them. The only stipulation is that it must be a non-metallic paint. If you paint it with metallic paint, it's going to interfere with the RF. So non-metallic paints, no problem. So with the EPX, the fiber module is an SFP plus module, so supporting up to 10 gigabits per second. For those asking if the products are available in your countries, yes, our products are available everywhere. So just if you get in contact with your local Peplink partner, they will be able to provide you with the products in your country. So the SIM injector does support roaming. So you can have a roaming SIM card in your SIM injector and place it on your HD2 dome. So we are recording this webinar, so it will be sent out, probably on Monday this webinar will be sent out. So if you've registered for this, which obviously all of you have, we will send out an email with details of that. It'll also be available on the Peplink forum. Yeah, so the mPCE is currently not showing on the training.peplink.com. It will only be available after the last webinar we do on, I think it's the 18th of May. So at that point, we will then make the mPCE available. The idea is that you attend all the webinars first, and then once they've all been done, we will then make it available for you. So Mike Anderson, is the HD2 and the HD4 the same chassis? Can you interchange the flex trays? So yes, it is the same chassis that has been used on the MBX, the same MBX chassis. It's just the flex trays, the modules that are changed. However, if you buy an HD2 version, that will always be an HD2. It can't be upgraded to an HD4. Likewise with the HD6 version that's coming up, that'll always be an HD6. When you upgrade the modems, you'll be able to just upgrade it to the same type of model you've got, just with the latest technology. So do we have any integration for serial options like RS485? We do have a BR1 that's got a serial port, but that's more for industrial uses. You could use in the maritime if you had a need for it as well, for integrating with the machinery and things like that as well. So the HD2, does it use SMA or QMA? It uses SMA. The only device with QMA is the MBX. So the recording, it won't be available today. It'll probably be available on Monday. So Robert Sander, the lead time for delivery and remote shipping, that'll depend on who you're ordering it from. So you want to contact your local partner or distributor, and they will let you know what the lead times are on it. Simon, so the best practice manual, I will double check that's on the forum. It will be there soon after this webinar is over, if it is not currently there. Otherwise, I'll share the link as well on the forum for it. So what is the range when a vessel is at sea? That completely depends on how you've installed the products, what antennas you've used, things like that. I have personally seen MBXs connected at 70 kilometers offshore. We were only getting about a megabit of throughput on each modem, but we were still connected. That same vessel, when they got a bit close to shore, I think they're about 40 kilometers offshore, we were able to get about 20 megabits we were able to get through on Speed Fusion to the vessel. And that was 40 kilometers offshore. So that was a really good range test, really. So the slides from the presentation, where can you get them from? I don't believe we're going to publish the actual slides, but we are going to share the link for the recording. If there's a particular slide that you want for the info for your marketing material, things like that, please let us know and we can share individual slides with you for that. So the UBR on the Peplink page has a 12 to 28 terminal block power input. Is the USB-C a newer model? Yes, that's a separate model. There's a UBR LTE, and then there's the UBR rugged. The device we've been talking about today is the UBR rugged. So that's the one that we were covering today. So some people were asking earlier about the Transit Duo and the UBR rugged supporting 2 Category 18 versions. So the reason why we are sticking to just 1 Category 18 is because the transit router is rated at 400 megabits throughput. The modem on the Category 18 is at 1.2 gigabits download and 150 megabits upload. So if you were to put 2 of those Category 18 modems in there, the modems are going to be able to get a phenomenal amount more throughput than the router is capable of. So if you really want that kind of throughput, you need to be looking at a router more like the MBX, which is capable of 2.5 gigabits per second of throughput. Then you'll really be able to get the productivity out of your connections. Okay, so can you combine a 5G module and 4G modules on the EPX? Yes, you can. So you could purchase the EPX now and populate it with the existing Category 18 4G modules. And then as 5G becomes more available, you could just switch out one 5G module and test it out and see if it really does work for you. And then once you know that 5G is getting the coverage and the throughputs you want in your area of operation, you could change all your modules for 5G. So you don't have to change all of them at the same time. You can have 5G and 4G modules on the EPX. Unlike on the MBX you have to change all the cellular modules at the same time. So Daniel, is there expected launch dates for the UBR rugged? The UBR rugged will be launched in Q3 this year, so it is coming up soon. So from Robert Sadler, are these devices tested for industrial temperatures so they can be installed in machinery spaces? Yes, most of our max routers are rated up to 70 degrees Celsius. If you have a look on the spec sheet to confirm that. So they can be installed in a machinery space. Generally, we would recommend that you install the routers as close to the antennas as possible though. So Marcus, yes, we field tested the HD2 domes in Australia and found the domes outperformed the HD2 with external Omni antennas. Yeah, I remember talking to you in Hong Kong about this, saying that you were getting reception on the HD2 dome in areas where nothing else would ever connect. So yeah, that it's down to the antennas and the modems being so close together and extremely minimal amounts of loss on the signal. Okay, I'm just going down through some more of the questions here. So from Kenneth, do you have a link to the UBR rugged product page or comparison to the LTE version? I can share with you the spec sheet of it, and then you can compare that to the Transit Duo then. The UBR LTE, I believe, is on the website right now, just not the UBR rugged. Joe Riley, I'd love to see that testing documentation. Is it public? Which testing documentation are you referring to? If you let me know, I can see if we can get that over to you. So from David, what about corrosion control on the routers? So we've got routers that are IP67 rated. A lot of routers like our MBX and EPX are designed, they're not IP rated, and they're designed to be installed in an interior area that doesn't get wet as such. But we do have the IP67 versions, and things like the HD2 and HD4, they come in the IP67, as well as obviously the HD1 and HD2 dome, which we covered today. Daniel, will the HD1, HD2 dome work without the SIM injector as well? Yes, it does. The dome has SIM slots inside it, so you can physically install SIM cards within the dome. So you don't have to have the SIM injector. The SIM injector is just is a product that will make your solution much, much better, as you can remotely access SIMs and easily change them. Peter Jensen, can I find the specs on the UBR rugged online? Not right now, but we can share with you the spec sheet for that. So if anyone that's got questions that wants the spec sheets for the UBR rugged, please send us an email at maritime@peplink.com and I can get that spec sheet sent over to you. Mohammed asks, is the performance of the signal difference between the HD2 and HD4? So the performance of the signal on the HD2 and HD4, I'm assuming you were talking about the MBX. No, the signal will be the same, the modems are the same. It'll come down to what antennas you're using with it. But otherwise, each modem will perform the same. It's just you get more modems, you can connect to more networks, use different SIM cards, things like that. Jan Holman asks, what is the antenna gain for the dome antenna? I have got the dome on the gain on a spec sheet. I can share that with you as well. I don't have it to hand right now. So Ahmed is asking, what about 5G? We are going to have a webinar on the 27th of May, which is for our partners, and that will cover our 5G roadmap. So there'll be more information about 5G in that webinar. Michael asks, what range are you expecting with 5G? Websites are specifying 1,000 feet, which limits it to use when the boat is in port. Is this correct? So 5G is going to have different frequencies that it uses in different ranges. The first kind of 5G that's coming around is destined for very much high density areas and things like that. So it was all going to depend on how the networks roll out their 5G as well. So it's something that we're just going to have to wait and see on how 5G is really deployed by the networks and what kind of ranges we get. Obviously, our 5G modules, they will be able to fail back to 4G as well. So you'll be able to connect to 4G if 5G is not available. You're not going to be reliant solely on 5G. So Daniel asks for the Cat 18 modems, if you don't connect all 4 but only 2 of the connectors, will it still work, or will this be handled in future sessions? So on the Category 18 modems, 2 of the antenna connectors are used for lower frequencies, and the other 2 are used for higher frequencies. To get the best out of your connection, you're going to need to connect all 4. If you don't connect all 4, you're not going to get the best out of your modems, and you might as well just go with the Category 12 version instead. So if you're going with the Category 18 modems, you're going to have to put the effort in to get the antennas connected. So Adam Stedman, is there a plan to integrate embedded eSIMs so we don't have to mess around with SIM cards and can change profiles quickly? No, Peplink is not doing eSIMs at the moment. We are sticking to our own one, which is the Fusion SIM and Remote SIM. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So if you have your own eSIMs that you physically put the SIMs in it, you can change the profiles on them. You can do that. We've got partners that do that already. But to actually have a completely SIMless and all digitalized, we don't have that functionality. So Joe Riley asks, can the SIM extender reside at a remote site from the router, as in across the WAN? Yes, the SIM injector can be located remotely. You can have it accessed by SpeedFusion or over the internet. We have got the Fusion SIM Cloud, which that can actually control that and automate that as well. Marcus has shared a link to the Peplink forum there. There's a public post on the performance of the HT2 dome and the SIM injector. So if you look at that in the comments there, thanks Marcus. So RT, the HT2 dome, SIM injector installs, need Wi-Fi. Is a Wi-Fi AP internal in the dome or external Pepwave AP required? So the domes do not have any Wi-Fi within them. You will need a external Pepwave access point as well. So if you install the HT2 dome, you can use the SIM injector and a Pepwave access point. And as the SIM injector has 4 PoE ports, you then only need to provide power to the SIM injector. And the SIM injector PoE powers both the HT2 dome and also your access point as well. So it's just a single power input for your whole system then. Joey Jansen asks, will the UBR have any safety certifications like the BR1 Mini? Yes, there are certifications that our products go through. If you have any particular requirements, please let us know, and we can get certification details over for you, that kind of stuff. Okay, Kenneth says, I wish it would work with BAT's fast, durable antenna for long-range Wi-Fi. Doesn't show Peplink support. I will have a look at that and I will let you know. So Daniel asks, what is considered high band for the category 18? Is it above 2,100 megahertz? If you have a look at the category 18 modem spec sheet from the manufacturer, it tells you exactly which frequencies are used on which connectors. So you can break that down and have a look at those there. Joe Riley is asking if the verbal answers to the Q&A are recorded and sent to us. I'll have to double check with Cassie on that. She is the one that will be editing the video. So she might include the Q&As or she might not. Jamie asked, can you send me the presentation to prepare for the certification exam? We're not going to share the presentation, but we will share the video so you can prepare for that. Okay, guys, I think we are going to end the session there. I will go through all the Q&As and we will put them up on the forum and answer them in the forum as well. That will probably make it much better because there are quite a few questions that have been asked again and again, the same questions. So yeah, any questions that haven't been answered, I will answer them there. So yeah, have a look on the forum and we'll get the questions up there. Don't forget to join us on Monday, same time, and we will have the next webinar, which is covering installing the equipment on board. Cool. Thank you very much for joining us and have a good weekend.